Hello everyone, welcome to Glass Half Dead. We are coming right off the back, that sounds weird, of reviewing the Necrons. Here we see the back. Yes, this has been ripped because that's how GW put on the stickers. Look at that. After I've seen what these trenches actually look like in the Necron box. Oh, I'm nervous, guys. I think this might be terrible. Let's find out. We've got to stay positive, right? We've got to stay positive. Because I just spent money. Not because I'm trying to, be positive for the community. I spent money. Okay. So we're damn well going to be positive. This is called positive affirmation. Let's be positive. So I will say, I do think the scenery looks really cool. There's no question about that. I would happily run these things. I think they're super for 40k. Oh. Do I have a tape measure? I used it just a second ago, but no, I don't. How tall is this? 3. We're looking at 3 inches is the height of this building. Yep. 3 inches. Let's see if we can get a close-up. Again, I'm going to say this looks really cool. I will happily use this bit of terrain, this bunker, in any of my games of anything. I think it looks really nice. Really nice. And this is all textured. So that will dry brush super easy. Really nice bit of kit, that. Yep. And obviously we've already seen this in the Necron reveal, leak, whatever it's called. Again, really easy to dry brush this. Very quick terrain to set up, I'd say. But, kind of done with that. That might be another one of those bits of kit that I'm going to have to make. And lay it out and actually see how it lays out. Because right now, that's looking a bit meh. Purely from a gameplay perspective of not having much in the way of line of sight blocking, I think it would be a brilliant kit if added alongside one of the other pieces. But on its own, and it's not just that it's not line of sight blocking. I know I have a bugbear about that. But to me, it's that it's also just a bit sparse. Okay. Firstly, let's get a close-up of this. Dead Cadians everywhere. I love it. This is stuff you couldn't see on the picture. Power sword. Stuff. Shotgun. Missile launcher. Vox thingy. Auto guns. Oh, is that a stormtrooper? No. Flamer. Okay, let's open this up. So far, the smaller details on the board are impressing me, because when I saw this board just on the back of the box, looked crap. Had zero interest in it. But now, look at this. Dead Commissar. Nice. To be fair, that was probably the Catachans that did that. Not the aliens. Can we open it any further? Will my motor skills allow it to happen? Oh my gosh, we have to, because there's even more. That is dense, guys. That is densely filled. I'm going to look at the back of the wall of Martyrs again. You know what? Looking at this, I was like, there's no way that was in there. It was all like this. It was all just brown. You can see it all right there. See it all right there. That, guys, is a great example of how little attention I pay to everything in my life, basically. That's not bad. That's not bad. And then that is... So, coverage-wise, that's covering a nice little bit of the board. Like, I have no problem with, like, the floor plan layout of this. I think that's fine. My issue is just the height. But yeah. Okay. So, pleasantly surprised with the board. Still a bit cautiously optimistic. Or cautiously pessimistic, actually, when it comes to the terrain itself. This side is looking very, very standard Sector Imperialis. Nothing here is really jumping out at me as being anything new or different. In fact, this looks to me like they've taken other parts. So all of that, this bit down here, is straight from another board. I'm going to say from the Sector Unitorum? No, Mechanicus. Because I remember seeing this bit here. I can't show you, screw it. But yeah, okay. Okay. That side of the board's a no-go for me. Oh my god, what am I doing? There you go. Okay. Woo. Oh, I was going to break it. What do we got? Okay, so far it's a bit of a 50-50 for me. I was impressed by the board itself. I'm still very dubious regarding the terrain. Let's see if the rules mix things up. I've heard it suggested that the rules could be crazy, like simulating some sort of a battlefield, which is exactly what it is, obviously. Where, you know, there's random airstrikes or something. Let's read it. Well, let's open it first. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 narrative. 2 matched. I will show you the narrative. Vanguard. If you want to read this, that is all in focus. And you can do that. There you go. Ditto for this. There you go. I'm not going to read through them. Although this does look kind of interesting. Looks like the attackers will deploy here and then have to escape there. Who knows what the others are doing? Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, what do we think, guys? Is this going to win me over? Is this going to win you over? Killzone, Wall of Martyrs. D6 result 1, nothing but bodies, no additional rule. 2, Inspiring Sacrifice. Players can subtract 1 from nerve tests for models within 1 inch of any terrain in the morale phase. That's a nice bit of flavour, I suppose. Minefield. If a player chooses the plant trap strategy, they may booby trap an additional D3 pieces of terrain. If this mission has no scouting phase, there's no additional rule. I was going to say it, guys. There's only 4 bits of terrain. Hold on a moment. Is this over 8 inches? What's your guess? Place your guesses now. 9 inches. You cannot place traps in these. There you go. Because for anybody that doesn't remember, you can only place booby traps inside bits of terrain that are under 8 inches. And that's not just height, that's size. So it includes other things. So, minefield. There are 2 places you can place it. So, don't plant booby traps. Shattered plane. Subtract 1 from the roll made when any model advances or charges. Good, because orcs needed another... Yeah, they needed that. Orcs are a bit OP, so you really want to, like... Come on, guys. None of that. 5. War unending. Add 1 to any rolls made to determine whether or not the battle ends. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Cool. 6. Prime location. In a campaign game, the player who wins the mission gains 1 territory. Otherwise, there is no additional rule. Okay. In addition, if you are playing a Wall of Martyrs, playing a mission in a Wall of Martyrs, all players can use any Wall of Martyrs tactics they have. Well, ooh-la-di-da. You know, guys, I looked at this and I thought, oh wow, that's amazing. They've done something cool. I was looking at the 3 to 4 player, and I thought, now that's a much cooler looking board. Obviously, that's assuming that you have two sets of these. But no, we have to look at the boring looking one set. Yay. Okay, which one first? Which one first? Left or right? Left? Okay. Match play mission. Seize the bunker. Seize el bunker. So we can play this instead of sweep and clear, which I think was also what the Necron one could be played instead of. Fair enough. I could be wrong though. I have a terrible memory. Oh, interesting. So the battlefield, obviously you're playing it on Wall of Martyrs, but you must include a single Imperial Bunker, which is placed in the center of the battlefield. Examples of how? Yep, that is the center of the battlefield. Scouting phase, resolve. Okay, let's get on to the interesting stuff. If we can't have it, the Imperial Bunker can be targeted in the shooting phase as if it was an enemy model, except by models currently occupying it. Fair. It has a toughness of 8, 12 wounds, and a 3+ save. If it is reduced to 0 wounds, it is destroyed. Leave it where it is, but it can no longer be occupied, and any models that were occupying it are taken out of action. Players cannot use any ability to prevent this from happening. Interesting idea. But dealing 12 wounds? That's not going to happen quickly. So I think that will, having your guys in there that then get taken out of action is going to happen very, very rarely. But here, so the battle ends, the Imperial Bunker has been destroyed. Victory conditions. If the battle ends because the Imperial Bunker has been destroyed, the player whose model inflicted the final wound on the bunker wins. Then the other players lose. Otherwise, the player who has at least one model occupying the bunker wins. Interesting. I'll be honest, this actually sounds like a lot of fun. I think that my camera should work. I think I might play this. That sounds like a fun game. Okay, good job, Wall of Martyrs. Good job on your first mission. Setting up in an 8x8 square. Opposite corners. You can play this instead of take prisoners, which, as a Necron, sounds like the thing to do, because take prisoners sucks. Stray shells. At the beginning of each battle round, randomly determine a piece of terrain. All models within 2 inches of that piece of terrain suffer a mortal wound. That's pretty fun. I like that. That's good. Yes, definitely. You really don't want to be on that terrain, but at the same time, you really want to be on that terrain. So the victory conditions here are pretty much what you'd expect. If anybody breaks, the other player wins. Otherwise, you get 1 VP for each enemy model taken out of action. That's it. Again, I think that might be a fun game to play. I think Seize the Bunker is going to be definitely one to play. Okay, well, despite my dubiousness, I've got to admit, Seize the Bunker is the first mission that I've read from one of these packs and genuinely thought, that sounds like fun. That is a mission I would like to play in place of one of the others. Now, these, obviously, would be able to be used when playing Seize the Bunker. What do we got? Okay. Let's do these bad boys first. 2 CP and it's a level 2 comms tactic. So obviously this is only for campaign. It's called Call in Fire Support. Use this tactic at the end of the shooting phase. Choose a comms specialist of level 2 or higher for your kill team that is not shaken, and then choose an enemy model visible to it. Roll a d6 for the enemy model, and for each model within 2 inches of that model, on roll of a 6 the model is being rolled for suffers a mortal wound. Useless. Guys, I'm going to say it. This is my new slogan. This is my I might change the channel name. Okay, this is the slogan. If your plan is rolling 6s, you have a shit plan. Terrible, terrible. Report position, 2 CP. Now this is a level 1 comms tactic, so can be used in match play. Use this tactic before a roll is made to determine whether or not the battle ends. You can add 1 to that roll or subtract 1. Okay. Interesting. 2 CP, that is quite a tactical card. You can decide whether or not, are you winning? Well, damn well use it. Minesweeper. Level 1 scout tactic, 1 CP. Use this tactic at the beginning of your turn in the movement phase. Choose a scout specialist from your kill team that is not shaken. Your opponent must identify any terrain they have booby-trapped. Okay. Fine. Niche. It's a niche one. Especially when so far, all of the boards have literally 2 bits of terrain you can put on them. You can booby-trap, I mean. Loot the battlefield, 1 CP. Level 1 veteran tactic. Use this tactic at the end of the battle round. I think that should be a battle round. Anyway. Choose a veteran specialist from your kill team that is not shaken and that is within 1 inch of a piece of terrain. Roll a d6 on a 4-up. That specialist gains an experience point. You can only use this tactic once per mission. Okay, so this is the one. 0 CP, guys. Could this be the game changer? Sturdy barrier. Use this tactic at the beginning of the fight phase. Until the end of the phase, the penalty to hit rolls for intervening terrain is -2 rather than -1. Or this tactic costs no CP and does not trigger any abilities that allow you to gain CP. Oh, my mind. Let me think. It's a winner. Yes. Perfect. This is going to be on every turn because it's 0 CP. This suddenly makes, when you think about it, the fact that there is no line of sight blocking terrain, you are always going to be at -2. If there's any obscurement, you are then at -2 to hit. That's a winner. We'll put that there. I'm going to move the scalpel away, though. That's weird. Sturdy barrier. Kind of makes me think that maybe there's some game in this board. Interesting. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still not happy about the lack of verticality. I would like a bit more. But Seize the Bunker and Sturdy Barrier are making this, so far, one of the best rule sets that I've seen added to the game. For me, personally, I think these are cool. Okay. Relative Safety, 1 CP. What's this for? The Command Bunker. Use this tactic at the beginning of the morale phase. You can subtract 2 from nerve tests for models from your kill team that are occupying an Imperial Bunker. That's really useful. Yes. If you've got guys that are being wounded, they're in there, that's going to keep them safe. Okay, another one for the bunker. Vacate le bunker. Use this tactic at the end of the movement phase. Choose an Imperial Bunker, see reverse, occupied by any number of friendly models. Place one of those models, other than a shaker model, anywhere within 3 inches of the bunker and more than 1 inch from enemy models. It is considered to have moved, but can otherwise act normally in this battle round. You can use this tactic more than once in a phase. So this is the first ever tactic to say that you can use it more than once a phase. How could you use this in a very cheesy way? Let's think. I don't know, but I'm sure there's a way. Let's say you charge a model No, it's at the end of the movement phase. Okay. Okay. Hear me out. You charge a model. The enemy, that's inside the bunker. The enemy says no, no. And they charge a whole load of their guys into your guy. You can then play vacate the bunker. Because there's no restriction on you doing this. The only restriction here is you can place it outside within 3 inches of the bunker and more than 1 inch from enemy models. It doesn't matter if you're within 1 inch when you're inside the bunker. So you've just lined up a nice, lovely little kill shot of, 3, 4 models inside the bunker. Play that to get them out. None of them are then in close combat, but they have all charged so they can't shoot. Even if you can't then shoot them, you make them skip a turn of shooting. An interesting one. Niche, but interesting. Take the bunker. This one is super long. 1 CP. Use this tactic at the beginning of your turn in the movement phase. Choose an unoccupied Imperial Bunker or an Imperial Bunker that is occupied by 1 or more models from your kill team and a model from your kill team that is not shaken and that is within 3 inches of that bunker. The model occupies that bunker, so the model that was outside but within 3 inches. Or the models that are already in there, to be clear. That model occupies the bunker. Remove it from the battlefield. It is not out of action. To measure to or from the model, measure to or from the bunker vision slits. The model can draw line of sight to anything visible from the bunker vision slits, and it can be seen and targeted by anything that can draw line of sight to the vision slits. It is obscured to other models. It cannot move in any way, be charged, or fight or be targeted in the fight phase. All models in an Imperial Bunker are within 1 inch of each other. You can use this tactic more than once in a phase. So you can, in theory, put your entire team inside a bunker using this and make them completely unchargeable. So, that's not terrible. That's a valid tactic. If you've got, let's say, a sniper, use that. Suddenly, they potentially have, 180, 360 degree vision? Not bad. Firing the whole 1 CP. Use this tactic in the shooting phase when you choose a model from your kill team to throw a grenade. Until the end of the phase, each successful hit roll with this weapon that targets a model occupying an Imperial Bunker, I think we know what the Imperial Bunker is by now, also scores a hit on each other model occupying the bunker. In addition, until the end of the phase, reroll failed wound rolls for this weapon against models occupying the bunker. Okay, so that is a perfect kind of counter to take the bunker. These are different CPs solely for Wall of Martyrs that are playing against each other. It's cool. It's cool. Inspiring Vantage 1 CP, Level 1 Leader Tactic. Use this tactic in the morale phase if a leader from your kill team is standing on the top of an Imperial Bunker. So that's quite cool. You have to have them on top. Can't be inside. Have to be on top. And is not shaken. Until the end of the phase, you can reroll failed nerf tests. Yeah, okay. That's pretty cool. In clutch situations, that could be an absolute winner. These next two. Oh, okay, so this is for both, but that is only for the command line. That's for the command line and the firing step 1 CP. Use this tactic when firing Overwatch with a model from your kill team that is on an Imperial Defense emplacement. This specifically is the Imperial Defense emplacement. That is not. Reroll failed hit rolls for this model until the end of the phase. Okay, cool. Could be very useful. Obviously, you'd be wanting to use that on something that hopefully has more than one shot. Any heavy gunners out there with 3 to 6 shots, that's a winner. Go to ground. It's for everything else apart from the command bunker. 1 CP. Use this tactic in the shooting phase when an enemy model targets a model from your kill team that is not shaken and is on an Imperial defense line or Imperial defense emplacement. As covered, Imperial defense emplacement, Imperial defense line. The targeted model is considered to have shot. Place a shoot token next to them if they do not already have one. But your opponent must subtract 2 from hit rolls for attacks that target this model until the end of the phase. You can use this tactic more than once in a phase, but only once per targeted model. So go to ground there, obviously stacked with sturdy barrier, meaning that you'd have to hit them on 6s no matter how good your BS is, because nothing at the moment is hitting on 2s really, unless you're stacking buffs. But even then you'd be at -4 with this, with sturdy barrier, plus go to ground. It means they're only ever hitting you on 6s. Interesting. Very cool. Oh, and we're there, guys. We are there. How do you feel about that? I feel drained. If I'm honest, guys, I feel drained. I'm very tired. I thought that was interesting. The board, I will have to play on it to see if I like it or not. I'm really not sure. Very questionable for me. However, with sturdy barrier and seize the bunker, I think these two things, rules together, not specifically together, but in the set, possibly make this the best terrain box. Is that crazy, guys? Is that crazy? I think it might be. Yeah, I think it might be. And of course, from a thematic point of view, the whole trench warfare, super thematic, obviously. So if you're into that aspect of it, this is a great purchase. Oh, guys, I'm going to have to say, I think this might be one I build. This might be one I actually build. Oh, you know what, guys? I didn't expect that. I went into reviewing this very cautiously and actually pleasantly surprised. Well, there you go. Huh. I don't really know what to do now. Obviously, by the way, guys, if you're a 40k player, the bunkers and the trenches in this, absolutely ideal for 40k. I would argue more so than Kill Team. So, I don't want to say it's a must buy, obviously. And, you know, I might do, like I did with the Deathworld Forest, a re-review of this once I've built the terrain. But I think this is getting the glass half dead seal of approval, which I have never given out before because I made it up literally right this second. Glass half dead, logging out.